I believe everyone should always have a Bic lighter on them. Regardless if you're a smoker or not, it just makes sense to have access to a Bic lighter and the flame that it produces. They're super inexpensive and very capable. And that's what makes them so great, is that you can buy, you know, a value pack for, I don't know, $7, and they're about $1 a piece or just a little bit over, and they're expendable. So I was a little skeptical when I saw that Exotac had come up with what they call their fireSLEEVE that holds a full-size Bic lighter, just like so. Has a little lid. They have a couple different color combinations, if I remember correctly. This nice high-vis orange. It's going to give you lanyard attachments on both the lid and the bottom of the body. And it's supposed to be not only submergible and floatable. And their claim is absolutely true. This thing floats like nobody's business and will keep your Bic lighter absolutely waterproof. Their claim is absolutely true. This thing will float like nobody's business, and it keeps water from getting into and destroying your Bic lighter. One other little feature that it does offer as well is this little kind of cutout lip here, so that you're supposed to be able to engage the flame or this way. You can see here, and I've tried this a lot, guys. There we go, kinda. It's tricky. You to try and get this little rubber piece over so that you'll have a continuous flame, so you're not having to put your finger on there, you know, and light stuff. It'll work. It's really tricky to get going properly. It's easier just to hold it and use the Bic lighter like you normally would. The consistency of this is pretty tricky, and you got to make sure that you're holding it this way with the flame going up to try and light something versus this way, because it'll overheat and start to melt the rubber. So far you may be like, wow, this totally makes sense. And man, I need to start buying a couple of these and throwing them in my survival kits and my go bags and in my EDC system. And maybe I'm even just gonna carry it on my keychain like this. The problem that I have is that this goes for $15, which is a pretty penny to waterproof and flotate your Bic lighter. Yeah, I said flotate. I mean, at that price, I can buy about 10 Bic lighters for the cost of this little item. So honestly, I think it really comes down to you, the value to price. I think it's a little overpriced. If they had kept it more around like the $10 price range, it would have made a little more sense. For $15, we're starting to look at other companies that just make waterproof lighters in general that I don't have to constantly be swapping out, you know, Bics for and different things like that, that maybe are a little bit more reliable, maybe a little bit more windproof. You know, I know Zippo makes some, and there's just other companies out there producing waterproof lighters as a whole versus just buying a rubber sleeve. And it's hard for me to get my head around $15 for 2 little pieces of polymer. And I'm trying to rack my brain, because I'm not going to go out and buy like 3 more of these for all my Bic lighters. You know, I mean, I have fire steels, I have you know, waterproof matches. I have multiple ways to start a fire, so that if I literally got like dunked in a lake, I would still be able to start a fire. And if my Bic was waterlogged, then that's okay. I have other ways to do it. The only people that I really feel like this is going to connect with are people that are like rafting guides, you know, people that are going down the Colorado River, you know, maybe in the Grand Canyon. You know, maybe you live up in the Great Lakes area and you're just like in water all the time. Then I can see absolutely that this would mean, you know, make sense to you and you know, have value. But for the average outdoorsman or the average prepper, I just don't see the price to value for me personally. And it's not something that I'm going to go out and, you know, spend, I don't know, what would that be, like $60 to buy 4 of them for all of my different kits, my bug out bag, my EDC, and my outdoor systems. So guys, that's my feedback on the Exotac fireSLEEVE. It absolutely does what it claims, but is it really worth $15? You're gonna have to decide that. I will have links in the description below. If you do see value in this, over to Amazon and Blade HQ, when you guys use those hyperlinks, helps me get out here, purchase gear just like this to give you my thoughts, to show you what it can do, and give you my feedback on whether or not it's something that makes sense. So I wanna thank you guys for supporting the channel in that way. And I'll also include a bunch of other fire kits and fire steels and matches that I recommend in those Amazon links below. So thank you guys for your support. And I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Do you see value in this? Is this something that you use all the time and you must have it? Or is it something like me where it works, but it's just a little too overpriced and you have other ways to start a fire that it doesn't really make sense to invest the $15? I want to hear from you and your guys' thoughts on that concept. So thank you so much for coming over here today and checking out the channel. Please subscribe if you're not a current subscriber. Become part of the GT family. Throwing up videos like this all the time. You regular subscribers, you're awesome. Thank you so much for your support. Make sure to hit that bell icon next to the subscription button to make sure the videos are in the news feed. And sometimes they still don't show up in the news feed. I don't know the algorithms that YouTube is using right now. But come over regularly. Throwing up between 2 and 4 videos every single week, giving you guys full, honest reviews and content on gear that's out there just to make your life a little bit easier. It's not about the gear, it's about life and enjoying life, and the gear just makes that a little bit more enjoyable. So thank you guys, you rock. As always, stay equipped, stay prepared. We'll see you out there.